Okay, we're entering at a level 0, starting our warm-ups. Okay, guys. What's that? Okay, starting our warm-ups at a level 0.
Don't go to the bathroom.
Nope. Keenan, level 0, bud.
Yeah, get in. I don't like to.
Thank you, Anna, for being at a level 0 and getting started so quickly. Thank you, Aiden, for getting started so quickly. Come on, get seated. Take your seats. Take your seats. Sit down. Juliana, thanks for being at a level 0, working quietly. All right, your 5 minutes just started. Keep working. Cole and
Gabriel.
thank you. Cole and Gabriel. Okay. Bianca, can you put your backpack on your chair?
What's our agenda? Is that creepy?
No.
What is it?
No, it's just videotaping you. Get to work though. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Why?
No, so you're down here. So set this problem up. David. So it's a 4. Just make sure gaps get 0s. Remember, we're just working on Wednesday today, so if you finish ahead of time, please do not move on. If your backpack's not on your chair right now, can you please get it there? Let's see. Put your backpack on your chair. On your chair. Thank you. Okay, you have about a minute left. All right, everybody look up here. Let's go over the warm-up. Damien, read number 1.
3 and 4 times 5 and 2.
Good. So if you have not completed this problem, well, everybody should be following along, correcting yourselves when necessary. Okay, so we have a decimal times a decimal. Who knows what we got to pretend? Samuel does. What is it?
We have to pretend that the decimal is not there.
Yeah, the decimal's not there. So what should this number really be saying?
It should be 34 times 52.
34 times 52. So I'm going to go ahead and write it like this. Does it matter which order you put it in? No, it doesn't. So if you put 52 times 34, totally the same thing, okay? And then now we can go ahead and put our decimals back in. Did I do that on purpose? No, it just happened to happen. Okay, multiply it like normal. 2 times 4? 8. 2 times 3?
6.
Okay, now we got to get rid of this. Add our placeholder, 0. 5 times 4?
It is 20.
20. Yep, carry our 2. And 5 times 3?
15.
Plus 2?
17.
17. Let's add these up. 8, 6, 7, and 1. Bianca, how do I know where to put my decimals?
You can't put decimal spots after the decimal.
Oh, okay, so up here?
No.
No.
In your factors.
In your factors, good vocabulary. Okay, so she's saying we got to go back here and count our decimal digits. So I see 1 right here. Is there any in this number?
No.
Yes.
Yeah, I see 1 too. So we have 2 underlines. So now we can go back down to our, what's this called?
It's called product.
Our product, because we're talking about multiplication, it's our product. And we got to make sure we have 2 underlines here. And 17 and 68 hundredths. Good?
Yes.
Everybody get that? Cool. Alyssa, read number 2.
A bumblebee can fly at a top speed of 861 thousandths meters per second. How fast is the bumblebee rounded to the nearest hole?
Cool. So if you haven't already, you bracket your question so we can go reread it. How fast is the bumblebee rounded to the nearest hole? Okay, so let's go ahead and write this number again, just so it's bigger. 2 and 861 thousandths. All right, so what place is this? The tenths. What about this one?
Hundreds.
What about this one?
Thousands.
What about this one?
Ones.
This one?
Hundreds.
This one?
Tens.
This one?
Thousands.
This one?
Ones.
This one?
One.
Ones is the ones place, but I don't see the nearest hole anywhere. But I heard someone say it. What's our target value here? It's our hole, but what place value is that?
The ones.
The ones place. So we underline our target. We circle to the right. And come over here. So if it's between 0 and 4, what do?
We keep it.
We keep our target value the same. But if it's 5 or 5 between 9, what do?
One.
Yeah, we add 1 to our target. So are we adding 1 or keeping the same? Adding 1 because 8 is in between those two numbers. And 2 becomes a 3. And this here, boys and girls, is the best way to write it. If you brought down the decimal, is that the same number?
Yes.
Yep. What if you added this down here?
No.
No, that's not right.
Only do the left numbers.
Yeah, but what if you added zeros? Is that okay?
Yes.
Yeah, that's still right. But the best way is just that. Number 3 says 23 and 2 thousandths minus 1 and 74 hundredths. Okay, so let's go ahead and set this up. Just like this. 174, I guess I can just move that.
No, that's the decimal.
Oh, because it's subtraction, I have to line up my decimals. When do I not have to line up my decimals?
And multiplication.
And multiplication. But I have to do it for addition too, right?
Yes.
Okay, so 1 and 74 hundredths. Gaps get zeros. Oh, who's ever whistling, make the noise, please stop. 2 minus 0? 2. 0 take away 4? Can't do it, but I have to go all the way over here to our 3, which becomes 2. This one becomes a 10, but we're still borrowing. So it becomes a 9, right, Izzy? And then this becomes a 10. So 10 minus 4 is 6. 9 minus 7? 2. Let me go ahead and bring down my decimal so I don't forget. 2 minus 1 is 1. 2 minus 0 is 2. Savannah, can you read this number out loud for me, please?
21 and 2.
Good job. Cool. Number 4 says 23 and 4 tenths divided by 4. What is our dividend? Our dividend. Izzy, head off your desk. What is it, Suzette? 4. Remember, the dividend comes first. So what is it?
It's
23 and 4 tenths.
23 and 4 tenths, and that goes inside. And our divisor is 4. Okay. First thing we do is what? Ava. First thing. Yeah, say it louder. Put the decimal up. Yep. And we're counting by 4s until we get to 2. Y'all ready? 4. Too much. Put a 0. Now we're counting by 4s until we get to 23. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. Oh, too much. How many times? 5 times. And so we're subtracting. 5 times 4 is 20. Oh, bring down our decimal? No. Nope. We can bring down our 4, though. So now we're counting by 4s until we get to 34. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36. Too much. How many times?
7, 8.
I got 8 times. 8 times. And so we're subtracting 32. And we get a remainder of 2. So I guess we could just put that up there.
Add a 0.
Okay, so I heard a lot of y'all say add a 0. Where do I add a 0?
Behind the board.
Oh, right here. Oh, right here? And so we add a 0 right here because 23 and 4 tenths is the same thing as saying 23 and 40 hundredths, right? So now we can go ahead and bring down our 0. And 4 goes into 20 how many times? 5. And our remainder is 0. I just don't have room. And now it fits into our grid, right? Yeah. Cool. Go ahead and put your binders underneath your desk. Quickly. Thank you, you 3, for getting that done so fast. Thank you, back row here. We're still doing this at a level 0. All right, everybody stop what you're doing. Have y'all played red light, green light before? Yes. Okay. No. Green light.
We will add, subtract, multiply, and divide decimals by planning for the expenses of the field trip.
Cool. That sounded really good. Okay, so the main word we're going to focus on right now is expenses. So yesterday, I wasn't here, but yesterday y'all did a field trip zoo brochure. Yeah? Okay, so there was some expenses that the school had to do in the brochure that you noticed. So I want you to think right now. So don't raise your hand, don't shout out. We're just using our brains, those big, beautiful brains of yours. And I want you to think about what are some expenses that a school would have to calculate when planning a field trip. So just think about that right now. The school's going to have to spend money somehow on certain things. Just thinking. Okay, now using the sentence stem, you can turn and talk.
So an expense they'd have to do is for the lunches and stuff, and how many kids are going into there and stuff. So yeah.
Okay, because they're providing lunches. What do y'all think?
I think the principal needs to see how much it is up to the day or whatever.
Like the ticket?
Yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1, 0. I should see everybody's hands because you all talked about it. So I'll wait till I see everyone's hands. Just talked about it. It should be easy. Okay, Juliana, using the sentence stem. Izzy, head off your desk.
Like how many people are going, how many parents are going, how many tickets they're gonna buy, and lunches.
Okay, lunch is another. So I'll go tickets and lunches. So the school's gonna have to know how much, or the tickets, how much each individual ticket is, right, John? And that's going to be an expense. Lunches, if they're providing lunches, that's going to be some more money coming out of their pocket. Yes, Lionel.
And then to pay for the buses, the bus drivers.
Yeah.
To see how much it is.
Oh, yeah.
For the buses.
Because bus drivers need to get paid too. I mean, they're getting paid, but we have to, or the school needs to take money out of their accounts to pay the bus drivers. Bianca, last one.
An expense the school would have to plan is for how much money they're going to spend for everything.
Yeah. Like specific expenses though, but yeah, you're on the right track. Okay. So here's the actual definition of an expense. An expense is money spent on something, literally anything. So at home, you know, your parents or whoever you live with might have rent. That is an expense. They got to pay that each month. That comes out of their bank account each time. Bills, power bills, so electricity, cable, so your TV bills, Netflix, HBO, Hulu, Showtime, all of that. And another thing is car payments. A lot of people or adults own cars, but they still have to make monthly payments on those cars. Okay, that is another form of expense. So next thing I want you to do is think about what are some other examples of expenses your family or you might have. You thinking? Going in your head? All right, use the sentence stem. Turn talk.
So an expense, you know how you have to pay the people mow your lawn and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Like when you have to pay them to do your lawn and stuff?
Yeah, that's a good one. What about you? You have any expenses?
Like my lunch account, I guess. So I have some money I can put in my lunch account.
Yeah, that's more for like your parents. Ooh, I got one. What about the Boo Bash ticket?
Oh yeah.
3, 2, 1, 0. Kaylin.
Another example of an expense is like your parents may have to pay the, well, they do have to pay the water bill.
The water bill? Yeah? Elizabeth.
Another example of an expense is I have to pay for my own food at dinner.
Yeah. If you pay for your own food, absolutely. Raina.
The groceries.
Groceries, yeah, kind of going like with food. If you go to the grocery store and buy groceries there, or if you go out to a restaurant, that's an example of expense. Keenan.
Your phone bill.
Phone bill? Oh, I feel that one. Oh, that phone bill is expensive. Chelsea.
The vet bill for after you take your pets to the
Yeah. Yeah, the vet bill, which gets pricey. What about you, Samuel? Use the sentence stem.
So another example of expense is like the Boo Bash.
That's something y'all can relate to. The Boo Bash costs $5. That's an expense that you have to pay, right? Came out of his mouth, though. Okay, hands down. Okay, I know, hands down. So we talked about an expense, something that you have to spend money on. What would be the opposite of it? Something that you get, right? You're getting money. Think of words or what it would be called when you are getting money. Raise your hand if you think you know. Damien.
A paycheck.
I want to hear more. Julian. Income. And I would have called on more of y'all, but we got it like right away, which is awesome. Income, so money you get for any reason. You can find a dollar on the street. Hey, income. Bloop, in your pocket. Okay, so, hold on. So now I want you to think about what are some examples of income your family or you might have. Think about it. Tommy, you thinking about it? Yeah? Thinking about it? Okay, turn talk one more time.
My parents get like my dad's paycheck, or like when I go to like sometimes I do like I have like a lawn service. When I go to the lawn, I get
You get money for that? Yeah.
and my mom she works sometimes and she gets income too.
She gets a paycheck from her job.
When they withdraw money from the bank, they get that money in their pocket.
Oh yeah. What do y'all think?
Make money. How do you make money? Like, how do you make
Oh, not that. All right, 3, 2, 1, 0. Milan. Hold on. Let's give her the proper respect and listen to your classmate. Okay, go ahead.
I think an expense of an income is, an example of an income is a paycheck.
Yep, and that's probably the most common one. You know, you go to work at your job, you get a paycheck. That's definitely the most common. Who have I not called on yet?
What if you don't get
Then you get it like, you never call on now.
Alyssa. Has your hands on up. It's okay. Alyssa? Yeah.
keeping my bedroom clean?
Okay, so you get your parents give you money. So an allowance, yeah, that kind of goes hand in hand. Yeah, so if you do your chores or do something,
I never forget that in my life.
if you do something good, your parents are like, okay, well, I'll give you some money. I mean, what is that for them though? That's an expense for them, right?
Yeah.
So, but that's income for you, more money in your pocket. I'll take one more example, Bianca.
I think an example of income is because my dad sells houses. My dad like builds houses and he sells them for rent, and he gets money from.
So your dad has houses and people come and rent those houses, and then those people pay you? Yeah. Okay, I'm following you. That is an example of income. And hands down. Okay, so for your independent work today, we're not moving yet. We are going to continue working on our field trip brochure activity. So I want you to, not yet, when I tell you to go, you're going to go to where you were yesterday with the same groups. Do we need our Chromebooks today?
Yes.
We do. Okay, and go, and I'll get your papers.
Well, don't we have our papers? I'll just go get one.
Remember how you pass these out?
Ah, no, it's okay, hon. Just go get logged in.
We need Leslie's, Brandon's, Ari's, and
I'll be over there. Just go sit down. I'll bring it to you. Aiden, where are you sitting?
I'm getting the boo bags for free though.
It's $5.
Y'all were loud yesterday. Turn mine on.
oh, thank you. I figured out
Yeah.
that your thing over there connects to your thing.
That thing? It does.
What I'm gonna get for my
You're right in front of me.
what I'm gonna get for my birthday is a GoPro so I can take my YouTube video.
Ooh, you gotta get an income.
But what is it?
That? It's called a swivel.
What's it do?
It follows me. It videotapes. Where's Suzette?
Don't stand by me because I don't want me on this.
Is he? Hold on, hon. Here, let me finish passing these out and I'll come over to y'all.
Miss Rader, why do you have a camera on us?
Because.
And why do you have that device?
Why are you working on your work? Give me 1 second, y'all. You can go pass out the brochures though, Savannah. They're on the desk over there. Tommy? Gabriel's right here. You can work with, or you can set up your own desk. Because I'm going to be around the classroom, that's why, okay?
Where's the
Oh, we ain't got the
I know, I'm working on it. Oh, we got no name. Oh, this is probably Alyssa's. Is that yours? It looks like your handwriting. Okay.
Julian.
Well, and also the other paper behind it says your name. Damien. 3, 2, 1, 0. Teacher's talking. Okay. The expectation today is that you do finish this. Every class so far has been able to finish it today. And another thing, sometimes you're going to be getting a remainder. And you know how normally we would add a 0? Today we're not going to be doing that. I mean, you'll get a remainder, but then you're going to have to think about what the remainder means. Okay? Just wanted to let y'all know. Shannon, here you go, hon.
My great handwriting.
Hi, guys. Is that for you y'all? John and Ariel. Here y'all are.
Hey, there's another way of getting money.
It's okay. Here you go.
What? Oh, that's
I'm not, and neither is Janet. Sorry about that.
Why is it following? Does it sense that you're there?
It's because it has to linger.
To work. Yes. Just pretend it's not there. Third. Unless you're bad, then we'll keep you here.
What?
Guys, you have to get to work. Come on.
I'm leaving too.
Don't leave me. Huh? It's videotaping the lesson.
Another way of making money.
A lemonade stand. Being a YouTube, it is. That's a job for some people.
Hi.
Yeah. Tommy, turn around. Tommy, turn around. One second, Ava. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am.
Oh, okay. So are we going to be adding them all together or multiplying them all together?
For number 11? Your class had a fundraiser. Okay, so they're saying if they raise this much, and this much, how much did they make altogether? Yeah.
So we're multiplying or just adding?
Adding.
Oh, I have another question.
Yes.
Why do you have that thing on your Why is that camera following it?
Because it's recording the lesson. Yeah. Okay. Yes, Ava. Number 11? Okay, so basically it says that in the fundraiser they raised that much. And for the Boo Bash, that much for ticket sales, and then that much for Haunted House. How much did they raise altogether? Yep. You're going to get a total. Keep working.
Everything's crowded on my desk. Can you sit over there, please?
Yeah, go sit over there, Aiden.
So we can still work together.
Here, Aiden. Aiden, here you go. How far along are you? Yeah, you can go quickly, John. Got 2 minutes.
What's wrong?
Yes, Chelsea.
Did I do this right?
Make sure all the numbers are right. 1900, 1000, 36, and 25 cents.
You know what's my favorite thing?
Chocolate? Mine too. What?
I like it how
Ooh, hey, that's a good strategy.
you can put like the numbers of the
Yeah, it's so your place value doesn't get messed up. I like that.
for both of them, I can add whatever many times I add. That's how I've always got the answer right.
Yeah. How you guys doing?
Samuel.
It's dark.
We got it.
Oh, we have to add it all together.
Wait, what?
You have to add it all together.
No, but it says 9. It's asking, look. It's asking what's this total.
And how do you get the total?
You gotta add it all together.
But no,
Multiply it.
multiply it by what, Juliana?
10.
50 what?
50 cents.
Make sure your decimal's in the right spot. Raina, back to your desk. Or back to that desk.
I still didn't get it right.
Oh, because they had to
I can do we learn how? Oh yeah.
What question are y'all on, Savannah? Alright, you can do these, Aiden. All these are is you find the price in the brochure. So what's the price of an adult admission? So adults, how many adults do they need? Look here. Aiden, look here. How many adults do they need? So there's 13. So is it going to be 1 through 10? 11 through 20? So we're looking for 13. So is 13 between 11 and 20? 3, 2, 1, 0. We're getting a little too loud. Remember, y'all are supposed to be at a level 1. Y'all are at like a level 3 just now. So if you have questions, you first ask your partners, then you can raise your hand. If y'all all 3 can't get it, I will come over and try to help y'all. Let's try not to get over the level 1 again, please. Okay? Thank you. So is it between 11 and 20? Yeah. So you're going to be using $12. So your answer right here is $12. Yes.
Is the 19.00 or is it?
Always.
There's 19. There's still 19 notes without the decimal.
No.
Yeah, I know, but in order to make sure your decimals are lined up, you need to pretend that it's money.
Would it be 19.00 dot?
00. Yes.
But she just said it right.
Yes.
Are we going to be multiplying for all of them?
No.
What is that dividing?
The jacket keeps me warm.
Are we going to be multiplying, dividing, and adding?
This, it makes it so they can hear me
Oh.
and that the camera follows me around.
Hello, how you doing?
Okay, but you need to make
Hello.
sure, Leslie, you need to make sure you're working on this, okay?
Why are we recording?
I have to. It's just a requirement for you.
So it would be...
When Juliana gets back, she can go. Okay? Yes. Okay, where? This one is what you're looking for, or this one?
It's $15.
How'd you get $15.12? I mean, like, how did you get it? Where's, like, what'd you calculate? Use a calculator? Okay, what would you use? Did you write it down? You multiply those? There it is. That's what I'm looking for. You have your work, bud? Oh, yeah. So 126 times 12. I don't see that on here. Okay, so to get these, the answers in the total, you're multiplying these two numbers. Okay, because for this one example, it's 12 cents each for a name tag, and you need 126. So to get a total, you multiply them together. Okay, 120. But you said 126 times 252. I don't know where 252 came from. So try one more time. Just multiply it. Juliana, take your seat. Because it's being graded later.
Whenever we're trying to find it says how many adults need to go on the field trip, and it only goes up to 40. And then he's like,
Well, sorry, what number are we on? 12. Too fast? Okay, so let's look at number 12. There are 126 students that would be going on the field trip. One adult must go for every 10. How many adults? So you don't actually need to go this because they provided everything in the question. So what operation do you think we're doing?
I think we're doing multiplying.
So if we multiplied these two numbers, it would get something like 1,260. But that would be 1,260 adults. Does that make sense?
No.
No. So what do you think we need to do?
Division?
Yeah. Try division first.
And if it doesn't work,
It'll work with division. But if you're confused with the answer, because the answer's weird on that one, call me back over. Yes, Chelsea.
12 does not make any sense. I did this.
12?
Yes.
What'd you do?
I multiplied.
Oh, you multiplied. So you multiplied and got 1,260 adults.
I got 126.
126 times 10? What'd you multiply by? 1?
I did this. 126 times 10. 0, 0, 6, 2, 1. I see my mistake. I didn't know the 0 was.
Yeah, does that make sense? 1,260. I'll let you know when you can go. We have some out. Okay, just keep working. But does that make sense? 1,260 adults?
Yes.
That's how many people we need for 126 students? No. We need that many adults?
No.
No, that doesn't make sense. We need to do something else.
Divide?
Yeah. I'll come to you. Huh? 2 times 40? 80?
10 times 40.
10 times 40? 400?
I could, because I didn't do math all the way down.
Remember when you're doing your T chart, you never have to go to 10, only to 9.
I know. If I'm not it's double digits, it's kind of easier for me.
Okay.
So, like,
Yeah.
because 10 is not easy for me to know multiplication.
Ariel, back to your seat. Go back to your seat.
I have a picture right here with no lid, but a big eraser. This is my picture that shows you.
Okay, it's okay. We'll figure it out later. Just go keep working for now.
I got 12 and 600.
Ooh, okay. So 12 and 600ths. Oh, you didn't get that. Calculator got that? Remember, she only gets a calculator. You still got to show your work.
Yeah, but you calculate.
It works. It's just interpreting what it actually means. So can you have 12 and 6/10 adults? No. How many can you have? Half of an adult? No. Can you have one adult? Yeah. Can you have 12 adults? Yes. Okay, so this question is saying, what does the 6 mean? And that's why I wanted you to work it, because you would know where the 6 came from. Is it 6 apple pies?
Oh, I know what's wrong.
6 people? 6 adults or 6 students?
But,
Students.
you can't do it with calculator if it's 2, but since it's 10, you can cover up the decimal. I mean, you can cover up 0. This?
Don't even look at the brochure right now. Just think about it. So this is saying, okay, well, we're going to be able, we have enough adults to take most of the class, but these 3 and these 3 aren't going to be able to go. We don't have enough adults. Sorry, guys.
Wow.
What do you think we need to do? Multiply? We have 12 adults. That's how many adults we have. But we only have 12, and then there's 6 people, 6 students who aren't going to be able to go. So if we have 12 adults, but we have 6 more students, how do we need to divide adults? Or do we need to
Add.
Yeah, you got to add, but what are you adding?
12 plus 3.
Think about it. 12 adults can take a bunch of kids, but 6 kids won't be able to go because we only have 12 adults.
20 minus 6. I don't know. I'm confused.
I know. I'm trying not to just give away the answer.
Have you ever wear one of these?
Leslie, stop it. 12 adults. I'm trying to, like, something else. Something else has got to work.
Because have you ever worn one of these?
So, 12 adults and then there's 6 kids. Maybe we can bring one other adult in.
So 13 plus 6.
No, just 13.
13.
We only need 13 adults now.
13 and 600.
13 adults. How many adults? 13.
I just said.
You don't know why? Okay. Here, let's work the problem. So 10, and that's one of the reasons why like working it is better.
Number 13.
So 10 goes into 1 0 times.
Okay, so
10 goes into 12 how many times?
1.
10 goes into 12.
Divide by 1 time.
1 time. So we need to subtract 10.
Bring down our 6.
Bring down your 6. Okay. And then how many times does 10 go into 26? Count by 20s until you get to 26.
20 times.
20. 20 times?
Wait, 1 time.
So if it only went in 1 time, so you just be like counting to 10. So 10, 20, 30. 30 is too much because we're just trying to get to 26. So how many times?
2.
2.
So,
And so here is what I'm talking about with the 6. So the 6 was down here. 6 is down here. The 6 comes from, and this is where you go back up here, Elizabeth, this number.
so you put 0 next to it.
Nope. So the 6 comes from this 126, which is 126 students. So 6 students are left over. That's what I was saying. 6 students are left over. So 12 students will be able to take a bunch of kids, but not 6.
So you have to add.
So that's why you, that's why you add 1 to 12.
12.
Because if there's 13 adults, these 6 kids will be able to go. Okay? So that's where you get 13. This question's almost the exact same. Same like kind of logic. Yeah.
But here, that's how you know when you do that and when you don't. Okay? So when to know when to add a decimal and when not. Like if this is how you know when to add a decimal and when not.
How you guys doing? Good.
And if all the answers are decimals, that would tell you
How y'all doing over here, guys?
Already on.
We need help on number 12.
Number 12.
Multiply.
So if you multiply, hold on. If you multiply, go ahead and multiply real fast.
It's not the brackets though, because that's why we multiply.
Just remember, that's not always the case. Sometimes it's a clue sometimes, but it doesn't always work like that. You got to use some logic. Ask yourself, does that number really make sense? And I'll be right back. Yes, Alyssa.
I need help for number 17. Yeah, me too.
If the trip to the zoo, well, I'll help both of y'all. The trip to the zoo and back is about 110 miles and it costs 51 cents a mile. How much does the trip cost for one bus?
For one bus?
So the bus is going to go 110 miles, right? And then it costs that per mile. What's per mean?
No!
What's per mean?
Oh my god, that question was easy. I got it right.
You got number 17?
It's times, because the each is not in the bracket, so oh my god.
But remember, Alyssa, that doesn't always work when the each is in the brackets. Sometimes you got to use logic to see if it actually makes sense, okay? I saw Caitlin earlier. It's okay, just keep working.
Are we supposed to be dividing on this one? So 126 divided by 10?
Yeah. Wait, hold on. 10 goes into 1 0 times. Okay, never mind, you're good. Except right here, 1 times 10 is 10. You just said 1. Okay, so 12, remainder 6. What's the question asking for?
adults need to go? How many adults do they need to go on the field trip?
So, does it make sense to say, okay, 12 remainder 6 adults
You
needs
have
to
to
go?
add
Add what?
12 and 6.
12 and 6. So you need 18 adults? 18 adults? What does the 6 mean?
That's the remainder.
Wait, no, but what is it? Is it 6 apple pies?
No, it's 6.
Students. So now you're adding adults and students, right? So that doesn't make sense. So it's students, 6 students. Okay. So I guess, there's 12 adults to take most of the kids, but 6 of them aren't going to be able to make it. Sorry.
How is it called minus 6?
No.
Divided by 6?
No.
Or multiply?
Because we're just talking about adults. How many adults do you need?
Oh.
How many adults do you need for 6 students?
You need 10 for every student.
I know, but for this one, just for 6 students, how many adults? 60 adults for 6 students?
No, you need 6.
6 adults for 6. So one adult per student. 6 adults per student. Well, doesn't it say only, so there's 1 adult per 10? So can you say 1 adult for 6? So we have 12 adults. We need 1 more adult for these kids to be able to come. Yeah.
Remainder 6?
No, just 13. 13 adults. Yeah, go quickly. And if Aiden's in the hallway, goof it around, tell him to come back.
Wait, can I go to the bathroom real quick?
No. No, she just left. When she gets back, you can go. Hold on. I'm gonna go check on them because I left them earlier. Samuel, did y'all figure it out?
No, we haven't.
Okay, well, what'd you get when you multiplied?
I got 1,000. It was on here. I just noticed it wouldn't even be reasonable.
Exactly. You mean 1,260 adults for 126 students? Yeah, that doesn't make sense. So what'd you do? Instead, Lionel, what y'all do instead of multiplying? You divide, what y'all get?
160. Or 1.
I got 12. I got 6.
Remainder 6. So let's think about that 12 remainder 6.
12.6.
Just think about it though. Can you have 12 and 6/10 adults?
I know, but I didn't. That
No.
is because the adults in half.
Yeah, exactly. Literally.
But I didn't get a remainder.
Oh, it's because you added your 0. But you forgot to add your decimal. So it happened to work out. 12. Well, when you added your 0, when you add your 0, then you have to bring up a decimal. But so you have your 6. But what does the 6 mean?
That means
6 people for 6 adults or 6 students? 6 students didn't go because there's only 12 adults. So in order for the 6 kids to go,
We need subtract.
add what?
What? Oh, it's 18. Here's
So we have 12 adults, but you 3 and them aren't going to be able to go. Sorry, we don't have enough adults.
Divide by 2.
I have a feeling that you know it, but you're not. You don't know. I'm sorry. You got this. Think about it though. Just check for reasonableness. We have 12 adults, but 6 kids can't go because we don't have enough adults.
Okay.
It's so easy. Yeah, it's just so easy. Just think about it. Whenever there's 6 kids left, we don't have enough adults. Maybe we can bring someone else back in so the 6 kids can go. But do we need to add another 6? No, because it's
Another 0. So like
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
I'm not working.
I have an idea.
I'm working the whole time. I'll let you go before we leave.
I'm working. I wonder if we can get someone else to come in so that y'all 6 can go to the zoo.
And more of those.
But how many more?
one more adult. Oh, so like,
So how many adults do we need?
we need one adult plus 6 kids. Oh,
Yeah, I know, but total.
Ew.
We have 12.
13.
Yes. Okay, and the next question's almost exactly the same. Can you explain it to Keenan? Lionel, can you explain it to Keenan for me?
That follows that.
Yes. You have there's a line. I'll let you know when you can go.
Okay, now you can help me.
We both don't understand what the wording is for 15.
If it costs about $34 for one bus driver, about how much would it cost for 4 bus drivers?
I already know.
So $34 for one bus driver. So Savannah, you're a bus driver, but
Let's go, kids.
but and you it costs $35 for you. So if Anna was a bus driver, Aiden was a bus driver,
34.
Samuel,
I'm old.
and how many? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. How much would that cost?
We don't know, so you're gonna have to multiply.
By what?
There's no total.
Yeah.
Yes, that's how much it is.
We don't know our total. We're trying to figure out a total.
You just said no. Why is that following your
So what are we multiplying by?
The answer's
I
think we're gonna multiply by 4 because
4 times 4 or
4 times
34? Yes.
Because that's how much each bus driver gets. Yep, $34. So you're gonna get $34.
my paycheck for the week.
Your income, right?
My paycheck. Yeah.
Aiden, come on, keep working. Aiden, you can't just say what's the answer. Yes, Bianca? You need to go to the bathroom? What did Mr. Yannick say? Later?
He said that if she like works, he'll check, and then she can go at the end of the class.
Okay, at the end of class. Samuel, you can go over here and walk.
What do we do when we finish?
Khan Academy, 4th grade mastery.
Can we do practice?
No. Or if you have any assignments that you need to complete on formative, you can do that. Okay, cool.
Well, so I've been doing this division, and I got this, and I don't know what to do anymore. What did you get?
Can I go next? Because I gotta go really bad.
I'll let you know if you go sit down
I think I
and
know
ask
the
problem for him how you're supposed to.
I know the solution.
Hold on, hun. 0 times. Is that a 0? Okay. How many times is 40 going to 134? You said 3 times? So 3 times 4, 120. Yep. 4, 1, remainder 14. Okay. So you need 3 buses at least. But hold on. Keep looking. At least 3 buses, but 14.
Remainder
14
are remaining.
Yeah, but 14 people are going to be left behind if we only have 3 buses.
4 buses. Yay! So I don't have my bottom floor.
Do we need to move away from the wall, boys?
And so I just.
Oh, I thought that was y'all making the noise. Okay.
I don't know it, so I put 4 and then just between the 4 and just added the 0.
Yeah, that's a great strategy.
Question: I think we're going to be multiplying, is that right?
For number 14? Hey, put your decimal in the right spot. How y'all doing, girls?
I'm already on 15, but I offered her help, but she didn't answer.
Suzette, do you need help or are you good? You sure? Okay. Tommy. Turn around. You need to at least try, hun. Show me you're trying and then I'll come help you.
That'll be so hilarious.
Almost done? Oh, you're like getting them all right? Good job.
It was just because we were missing one just like this. Because we thought it was
Okay. So you thought you were going to be like trying to add? But I mean, this one was actually pretty easy because all you had to do was find it in the brochure and put it. And then you got these by multiplying. Yeah? Good. So you're on number 9? Cool. What are you doing for number 9? What have you been doing up here? Yeah, you're multiplying. So you're multiplying 139 by 50. Okay, and then make sure you put your decimal in the right spot where it says 50 cents. So where's your decimal for the 50 cents? Oh, nope. Yep. There you go. Now you multiply like normal. What's 0 times 9? Yeah. What's 0 times 3? 0 times 1. Another 0. So what do we do now? Gonna add our placeholder. So we get rid of our 0 here, so we cross that out. Yep. And we add our placeholder as 0. Yeah, right there it is. So now we're doing 5 times 9. Are you working hard? Or hardly working? Do one more. Do one more. 45, yep. And then carry your 4. Don't forget to carry your 4. Yeah, it's okay. 5 times 3. Yep, plus 4. Plus 4. Yeah? 9, carry your 1. Don't forget that. It's okay. Good job. And then 5 times 1. Plus 1. 6, yep. So now we gotta look at your decimal. Go ahead and add those up. So 6,950. Yeah, it's the same thing. So now we go back here and look for our decimals. So how many decimal digits are we underlining? To the right of the, to the right of the decimal. You can go work by yourself over there or work with them. If you want, you can ask them if you want. You can work with them.
the cake.
I'm done.
Okay, can you see how that? Because we underline the 5 and the 0 because those are decimals. And then 1, 2. Good job. Now you need to add all of those up to get your total. Yes, Mr. Julian.
He has Batman.
Are you finished? Got 100?
I don't know.
Julian, you finished? Got 100? Well, I mean, like, you filled all the bubbles in? Okay, go to Khan Academy Course Mastery. Or, Julian, you can go to Formative and complete stuff that you haven't finished. So, your choice. Quickly. She said they were playing around, so she wanted to work by herself.
So, Caitlin, you continue in your work.
It's true, she was actually working hard over there, but they're just goofing off.
Sure. Well, yesterday they were even in there.
But is it our
You might want to stop your thing so it doesn't like run out of video or something.
Yeah, true.